We're going to start with how are you feeling this week?
I have been very productive. Come home, emptied our pool, been cooking, prepping, getting ready to leave again to work tomorrow. That's kind of where I'm at. I have some things that I need to do that I'm procrastinating on because I don't know where I sit in that yet. So with the recall with the hospital, I need to be out there collecting signatures, but I feel like I've been absent and not present at home, so I chose to be present at home opposed to collecting signatures.
Okay, well, feeling very productive is always a good thing, right? If it feels like you're connecting with what you want to do, then it feels like what?
I'm in the right place.
I'm in the right place.
It's not a
Okay.
struggle. It's not a debate, right? If you're where you're supposed to be at, then you don't have this internal argument with yourself
Yeah.
about where you need to be at.
And how do you know that you were in the right place?
Because I'm not arguing with myself or
No.
justifying why I chose to stay home or justifying to other people why I'm not doing what they're expecting me to
Oh, so there's a freedom
do.
without judging, a freedom from judging or the fear of being judged.
Mhm.
Okay.
And luckily for me, the women that are in this group of mine, they're also very supportive. They're all like, we all need a break from all this. Like, it's okay. Step away. And you'll be where you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
Okay. And so, well, did you check in with them first, or did you just tell them what you were doing and you were prepared for whatever the response was going to be?
I didn't say anything.
How did they know you needed a timeout?
Because I'm not out there doing what I said I was gonna do. So I told them I'd be back Thursday. I didn't come back till Saturday. And then we've checked in just to see how we're all doing, but there's been no like, why aren't you out there getting signatures? When are you going to go out? There's been none of that. There's been like, hey, I've got this many signatures. You want to pick up the paperwork, enjoy your time off. Like they're all very supportive.
And that makes you feel what, more free to do what you want to do and need to do?
Yeah. And like they don't have any, it's nice knowing that they don't have an expectation.
Yeah.
So they're just super supportive of, hey, we need to step back for a minute. I think they know silence speaks volumes. So, like when we're quiet in the group, they know that we're kind of withdrawn. And then there's times where it's a full blown all day affair of everybody catching up. And those days are mentally exhausting just because so many people in the group, so many people needing something. So to check out and not be like, well, what if I let so and so down? Or what if they're upset with me? Or how many signatures did I not get because I chose to put my home life as a priority? So yeah, just not feeling apologetic about it.
Okay, when did that start happening for you? Because I remember when we first started coaching, you remember you used to overgive, right?
Hmm.
Overgive, and then you felt like it wasn't reciprocated. You didn't feel
Hmm.
like you were getting the same appreciation, attention, or support back. And what you came to me with coaching for was you wanted to be able to love unconditionally, right? But through the process, there had to be some detachment from needing to overgive. Because many times when we overgive, we think, many humans think, that that's just them sacrificing and that we're doing for others, and that it's almost like a saintly kind of behavior. When in actuality, when we overgive, we're doing it because of some insecurity or some need that we want fulfilled inside of us. And so we keep grappling to get the thing we're looking for by overdoing something, over loving, over serving, over complimenting, over achieving, all of that. And in the beginning, you were doing a lot of that and it was draining so much of your energy. When did
I
this
know.
switch happen for you? I mean, do you remember this?
I don't know that it's been a specific switch, but you and I have been seeing each other now for almost 4 years. And I don't know that there was like a moment where I realize there was a shift. It's been an evolution, right? It's been an evolution of recognizing why I was where I was at. I was very broken and exhausted and tired and emotional and just all of those things that I thought I had dealt with it. I'd never dealt with. So it's been an evolution of change over the past several years. And then I realized the shift was all those things I was doing was seeking love from others. And the shift came when I started loving myself and knowing myself was enough.
Wow.
That's where the shift came.
I love that. And there's a couple things I want to say to you here. First of all, Elizabeth, if it wasn't for you being fully engaged in our sessions, really present and being authentic and willing to go into the hard places and the hard questions and being super honest, we probably wouldn't have gotten as far as we did because you're super authentic. I love people that have the courage to just be fully honest with me at the gate, and that's you for sure. Because a lot of people really struggle with that. They do. They're hiding from themselves, which is part of their protection, which is part of the draining of their energy. You know, this human
Right.
experience, and it makes sense. It makes sense because if you can't do it wrong, right? That's how I coach. You can't do it wrong, and you are perfect. It's more about discovering the things that are in your way from you seeing that and from you
Right.
acting on that. So, first of all, I want to point out your authenticity and you being completely honest with yourself really was a big part of this. You committing to meeting, that was important also. I want to point out as well that did you notice that it wasn't like this really hard work? You didn't have to wake up every day and say, okay, I've got to be different than who I am. I've got to stop doing this behavior. It was more about being present with yourself. You would get an awareness, and then that awareness would start to change you. Like you'd have this realization about yourself that maybe was loving or just something that was true about you. And then as you let that truth and reality unfold in your life, it started to transform your daily tasks. Would you agree with that, or do you think something different?
I do agree with that. But
Yeah,
there was lots of times where I did not want to go to those places.
yeah,
Like, put my head in the sand. Like I'll deal with the simple stuff, but I don't want to go to the dark stuff. And I think just gaining confidence through sessions, learning that you're not crazy or there's not something wrong with you, right? I think that was the biggest thing is like there was always something wrong with me. Somebody was always trying to fix me. Someone was always trying to medicate me. Somebody was always trying to tell me I was broken. And I was listening to that and believing that and learning that no, there's nothing wrong with me. This
yeah.
is who I am. This is my story. These are the cards I was dealt. How do I process it? And how do I heal? And how do I become a better me all around?
Oh, I love that.
And then the addiction became, oh my God, I want everybody else to see this and feel this and go through what I went through.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I can relate to that. That's why I'm a coach. Because I'm probably my best client because I've done the work on myself before I even talk about it. Like the studying, I mean, I have the certifications and did all the schooling and the master practitioner stuff, but intuitively, you have to do your own work. It's a
Right.
therapist can be a therapist and have all the schooling and still not be able to see what's going on with the person on the inside. It's the same with a life coach. I can know all the tools to help you and support you on your journey, but if we're not intuitively understanding the process inside through our own experience, how can we even relate or even talk with passion about what is the evidence of change in a person? We're just a formula just saying try this and, call me next week. But if you have your own evidence of proof that this work does work, if you just surrender to it is pretty powerful. Although that was a little bit deep, but anyway, moving on.
And the other thing too is I had like years of therapy as a child. I was forced to go to counseling. And then as an adult, through different stages in my life, like through my divorce, through different areas of my life, I would always run to a therapist or my ex-husband at the time, you need to go see somebody. So I'd bounce around. And I think the difference between my relationship with you and this pathway is introspective, where going to a therapist is external, all these external forces caused you harm and created a victim, right? And that was the stuff that I was tired of, because if I started the session off, what they ask you, how was your childhood? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. Automatically, they put that stigma on you that oh, you come from a childhood, a pedophile, or oh, you come from an alcoholic family, or oh, you come from the foster system. That automatically is stamped on you before they even figure out who you are as a person. And that was the difference in the coaching. Even though my first sentence when we started was, I don't want to talk about my childhood.
Yes, yes. But we didn't do much of that. You offered that at times, but usually we would connect it to the childhood when you would share something and I would tell you a trigger. Like I would describe a trigger that you were feeling, like, oh, this probably came from your childhood for this. But yes, sometimes we did go into your childhood. I love that though. But when you felt safe enough to go there, because you're right, in the coaching, we don't have to go there. In fact, if we stay too much in the childhood, we won't be able to move forward. One of the things that I love about what I do here is I connect you with understanding your behavior. Oh, why did I do this? And to continuously show you that you are always advocating for yourself. It doesn't matter if you're a person that does one night stands or if you've turned to alcohol, if you've turned to drugs. I'm not saying that these actions or vices are necessarily the highest or best for you, but just judging you with it and trying to stop a behavior doesn't help. Understanding how you're trying to help yourself through these behaviors or vices gets us further, because then you can decide at that point, well, okay, is it satisfying me even if it's temporarily? If it's satisfying me now, then you can make peace with it and then decide if you want to keep doing that to yourself or if you want to move on. But to understand the little girl or boy inside of you that's really just trying to help themselves by numbing out or getting the love that they're longing for by doing the things I described, or even by overgiving. You were overgiving because you were looking for the love that you wanted from other people, you wanted to feel inside. And so through the process, we had to detach you from the dependency of it on other people and the world, which we were taught to do, and then to
Mhm.
find it yourself. But, and I used to do this. I may have done this with you in the beginning. I'd say, you've got to love yourself. Well, you could say that all day long, but how the heck do people love themselves? There's a process. A process of loving yourself is of letting go of some things, like having the courage to let go of that need for something else or someone else, and then sitting in that sadness by yourself or looking at it. It's doing this work. It's just looking at yourself in the pain, and then being quiet with that and trying not to run to the world to satisfy those needs. What do you think of that? Do you agree with that? Do you disagree with that? Do you connect with it?
I do agree with that. And I think for someone on the outside like myself looking into this kind of therapy, when I walked into this, I had no idea that I was lacking. I mean, I thought I was a pretty strong person. I thought I was pretty emotionally stable. I thought I was a warrior, and I was not. And I think it comes from the lack of knowledge, not just with me, but even with people that I meet. The lack of, I'm trying to come up with the right word. People don't even acknowledge that them not loving themselves leads to other things, leads to other problems. And it should be okay for us to love ourselves and to forgive ourselves and to heal all those little broken pieces. I think the stigma is you're selfish if you love yourself,
Oh my
right?
God. I totally agree with that. Oh my gosh, I've got to tell you, in so many places when I go and I'll have conversations with people, I'll say, yeah, I'm perfect. Like you couldn't tell me there's something wrong with me and I would believe you. Or I would tell them, I love myself. Like I don't even know that I could love myself more, but I guess I can because it keeps opening up. The looks I get from people is like, oh my God, who do you think you are? Like this is arrogance. Or the people that know me and know my heart is loving, that isn't a conceited statement. They're confused and curious, like, what do you mean? How can you love yourself and think you're perfect? Like you can't do this wrong. And what I show them is I've seen the love that's inside of myself. And the love inside of myself is like, it's okay for me to love myself. And you know what? If I think I'm perfect and I think that I'm full of love, you've got the same thing. I can't not see you the same way because if I'm perfect, you got to be perfect too. Now, that doesn't mean you won't hurt me. And it
Right.
doesn't mean I won't hurt you. But that's just a compass to help guide us to our own pain inside or to someone else's pain. It's not personal. It's not personal. And if you're perfect, you're perfectly walking this journey the best way that you can. And as you're walking it, then I can either have compassion, I can distance myself if it's too much for me, if I can't handle it, but I don't have to sit there in the judgment and then start projecting it on you and trying to change you or you trying to change me in order to just cope in this world, you know?
Right.
One of the things I want to say about you, Elizabeth, and thank you for even complimenting the coaching, but I have to say, you came into this authentically and who you are, and you faced yourself. And there were many sessions that have been really, really hard, right?
Hmm.
So I can help someone find the power that's already in them, right? I'm not the source. The only thing I can do is help you understand you. And so when you said that you came in here and you thought you were, badass and you were like really powerful, I'm gonna say that you were. I saw that part of you. Even to come to coaching or for people that go to therapy, it takes a lot of courage. It is so much easier for people to avoid their pain, understandably so, because you can't do it wrong, than it is to start facing it. Because there's a reason why you're not looking at it, and there's a reason why you're turning to these vices. So I would say the fact that you even came to see me and that you've done the work and that you've been walking through it just is a testimony to your power. It's a testimony to your courage, and that it just keeps opening up more and more of that power inside of you, right? So I want to go back to what we started with in the beginning. When you were talking about you feeling very productive, and then you talked about also feeling supported by a group, you also discussed that instead of needing that validation or that approval from other people, you now have it on your own. You don't need it from other people. So that tells me also in the time that you've been doing the work that there is a feeling that you have felt when you became aware that you didn't need to do the things that you were doing anymore. Can you tell me what feeling that was? Like when you got an insight that I don't need other people's approval, or, oh, I am supported all the time by life. What did it feel like?
Peace.
Peace. Oh, I love that.
Hmm.
Anything else?
You're monkey brain. We talk about, just
The monkey brain?
that's
Yeah.
kind of, or recognizing when you're going down that path,
Yeah.
or definitely peace,
I love that.
or not being apologetic or feeling guilty. That was one of the big things for me, is I would feel guilty for saying no, or for not doing something, or for doing something, or for putting up with something or not putting up with something, for not having boundaries. All those things, I would have so much guilt, or I'm not enough. The deep feeling of I'm not enough. Why don't they love me? My husband, can I love you sober? I can't love you sober. You got to do that work on your own. Just recognizing that my role in each one of those relationships and the why behind it. And then you take out all the nonsense and the needing of approval and validation, to be seen, to be heard. Those are my words. Realizing that I don't need those anymore has just been like a big sigh. Like,
Wow.
ah, okay, I can breathe.
Yeah.
Peace is really a good one.
Yeah, I
Because
love that.
before I would sit there and dwell on for days, right? I would get fixated on it for days and days and days on, did I make the right decision? Did I do the right thing? Are they going to be mad at me? Are they going to love me? Blah, 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 blah. And it would just emotionally, physically just wear me down.
Wow.
Now I don't have that. I don't have that. I mean, I still struggle with that part of my life, but not to the extent where it was debilitating before.
I love that. I love that. Another thing, how about freedom? Do you feel more free?
Yes.
Yeah, free. I noticed that also, that as we do the work, which again, the work is not changing your behavior, it's being aware and understanding why you do what you do, and then making the choice to let it go or to keep holding on to that behavior, that I felt freedom. And each time I feel free, it's like that weight has lifted up, right? There's that peace. And then there's more energy to do the things that I want to do. It's
Right.
to be more of the real me. I have more courage to be who I am in this world. And what I'm discovering is that it isn't, again, about having to change something inside of me. It's kind of like a dying to your old system, and it might be in a moment. Like it's not like you have to say today I'm going to choose to do this, although one person might do it that way. But it's about a moment and then a realization and then release and then crying it out if you feel lonely, because for me the symptom of that has been emptiness or alone, or I'm not going to be loved the way that I want to be loved. So, like, I was always wanting the love to come from a man. And I wanted that intimate love, that connecting love. And so that's what I was always holding on to. And even to the point of my higher power would want to give me love through like my kids, through friends, through nature, through my job, through any of that. And I would become resentful because I didn't want it to come from life. I wanted it to come from a man.
Right.
And then finally I had that moment of surrender, and I cried that out and I let it go, and that made me feel so much more free. I felt peace, I felt free, and then that love that came from myself just made me playful with other people and with life, and grateful for everything that life gives me. And now if a man comes into my life, it's more well, first of all, there's less pressure for him to be something, and for me to see if he's that something. But and I'm not saying there isn't still a work there, but that I'm more open to the possibility that some kind of love might come here from a man, but that it might not. And I could enjoy it, but I could also let it go
Right.
and then see where it leads. And that freedom helps me go into the dating world more courageously, because
Right.
I'm not attached to the need of it and all that rejection and abandonment and expectation and need, right? Like, did you
Right.
find yourself performing in the workplace or in your relationships in order to feel the love that you were looking for?
Previously, before
Yeah.
all this,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I definitely was trying to be what people thought I should be,
Yeah.
showing up the way people thought I should show up. Right. And then you get frustrated because you get disappointed because you're frustrated with yourself because you're not being the authentic self that you want to be. And then it's a whole cycle. And so, one of the most, now that we're talking about that, this is coming to me as we're talking, one of the most beautiful things I've witnessed for myself in this journey is the more authentic I become, the more I feel like I attract or draw genuine relationships,
Ah.
genuine love. Like, uh, people show me their own authenticity, and it's freeing. And I get to be that little kid that I didn't get to be growing up.
Oh, I love that. What does that look like?
It's
Give
fun.
me an example.
It's just like I don't get angry at work anymore. I'm just playful, um, settling into the things that I'm good at. I'm a good leader. And seeing like when I have a employee that's obviously having a bad time or that's broken, I can show them that unconditional love and make them feel safe. And then that kind of builds that relationship. And then I can show them how beautiful they are and how smart they are and how much they're loved. And it's, for me, it's probably my new addiction.
I love it. And it's more cooperation, I bet, in getting things done than fighting people because you've got the fight in yourself.
Yeah. Or I see other relationships like, okay, for instance, this one charge nurse and nobody likes her because the way that she projects herself to people, I have no problem with it. But I see that and then I look at myself and I go, huh, I used to be like that. I know where that's coming from. So that, oh, I can't stand that person because of blah, blah, blah. Or they act this way or they act that way. Instead of me thinking that way, I think it reminds me of you. Oh, look at them showing up as themselves, broken and mad at the world. You know, I get to change the way I respond to that energy. Where before I would get quiet or I'd just be crass and short. Now I engage. I willingly engage in that and challenge them to do something different.
Oh, I love that. And how does that feel? What does that feel like for you?
Good.
Is
Like I have a gift and I'm using it.
Oh, I love that. So do you feel like you're walking in your purpose of just being you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when people think about their purpose and what they're here for. I love telling them, you're here to be you. I don't know
Right.
what that you looks like, but I know it's the authentic you. And sometimes that authentic you might be a bitch. But today, you have to show up with a bitch so that you can help someone else see they don't want to be a bitch or they don't want to be around a bitch or make a different choice in their life. Now, that's the same energy as if you come in full of hugs and love for people as well. Because
Right.
you're there to show them a love that maybe they don't know how to receive, or maybe they're hungry for and they do receive, right? But both are the same. Bitch Diane and loving Diane are both important in this world. The authenticity of me showing up and being honest with myself and the world is part of my superpower. So, with that, and to prove it, let me ask you, have you ever had someone come to you, or were you ever around someone that was really tough or mean or hard, and it actually affected you and helped change you in a positive way?
I don't know that I can. Yeah. My old boss. Um, oh, that wasn't what would get me. That's not the part. I could deal with people being mean and ugly. The part that I struggle with is when people are not authentic and it's fake and it's phony. So I feel like with my previous employer, with my boss, and you know that story very well, I realized that I was being manipulated and pulled into all that stuff and allowing that to happen. So it wasn't the mean and the nasty. What hurt me more than anything was the fakeness, the ingenuine, the I love you to your face, right? Like I see you, I love you, you're beautiful, you're perfect, but that's not really what they were doing.
Mm.
That behavior bothers me more than you can call me a bitch, you can say fuck you, you can be like you're so mean. I can handle all that. It's the ingenuine, unauthentic type of relationships that I struggle with.
Oh, I love this. This is so coachable. This is so coachable because you know why? When we get triggered by a character trait in someone else, do you know what that means? What is that? I've
It's a
shared this with
mirror.
you before. Huh?
It's a mirror.
Yep, it's a mirror. It's in you. So if you're seeing inauthenticity in someone else, they're mirroring the inauthenticity in you, right? It's the opportunity for you to see you. Now, this throws people off all the time. They're like, no way. Like for example, I couldn't be Hitler. Oh, yes, we're all Hitler. That's a different conversation. We're going to start with inauthenticity. We can go to Hitler another day. But if we were to go to inauthenticity with you right now, my question to you would be, where in your life do you ever find that you're being inauthentic?
Mm. With my spouse and my daughter.
Okay, tell me about that.
When they come to me with a conversation and I pretend to be engaged and I'm thinking about 72 other things.
Yeah, yeah,
And they let me know, Mom, you're not present, or honey, you're not even listening to me. You're not paying attention to me.
yeah. And then what happens?
Oh, you're like, oh, really? Look at me being an asshole.
Yeah, yeah. So then let me ask you this. Well, that was quick. I love that you even saw it so quickly. So when you see someone else being inauthentic, right? Now, tell me if you put yourself as that person. Look at the little girl inside of you that's inauthentic with other people. Why are they doing that?
The defense mechanism.
Defense mechanism. Okay. From what you described, also, it sounds like you're preoccupied,
Yes.
right? We're in our own little world. This is a barrier, right? It is a defense, it's a survival mechanism. I
Right.
have to be this way because I don't have enough energy to fully engage with you or anyone.
Hmm.
Or if you're a strong energy and it's an energy I resist, it's a way to protect myself,
Hmm.
right? So then let me ask you this. When you look at someone that's being inauthentic, and you can connect and relate to that inauthenticity, what what do you want to feel then? Do you think that they should be bad? Are they bad for being inauthentic?
No, I think there's a difference. I think that there's a difference between someone that's like when I'm not being my authentic self, whether it's the self-preservation, I'm trying to protect something about myself. There's something I don't want people to see about me. And um then you have the not authentic people that are of malice. There's ill intent behind it. So I think that there's a difference, right? So that's the ones that I struggle with, where I feel like what I'm seeing is out of malice and not out of love.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And well, usually when we're acting in inauthenticity, it isn't out of love either, because
Right.
we're afraid of how the other person's going to react, and so we don't want them to react a certain way. So then we put on that mask. We're not really authentic, just so we'll feel something, or so we won't feel something. So that's never out of love, even if it's in smaller measures. You're describing a bigger measure of what you feel, a bigger reaction to inauthenticity than your smaller reaction to inauthenticity when you're being inauthentic. They're actually the same. What's different is the degree of heaviness of that vibration, the degree of the depth of inauthenticity, the motives, the fear behind it, right? It could be
Mhm.
just tired, but for somebody else, it truly is their defense mechanism. Now, watch this. In me just pointing it out, when we say that other people are a mirror of ourselves, when someone is being inauthentic with malice, and we may have some of that inside of us. There is an authenticity in us. Now, just because we see them and see ourselves in them doesn't mean that we should stay near them.
Right.
The only thing we're looking at here is to see ourselves. I have a quick story. I used to work at a place, and there was this girl that was just a huge manipulator, very inauthentic. She played people, she bought people, she would shame people. She did all of that. I did not like this girl at all. Well, I'm like you, I love and thrive around people that are authentic, and she wasn't. So I just resisted that so much. And in my desire to love people, I felt like I needed to transcend this part of me. Like, okay, I need to just love her where she's at in her inauthenticity and just see what that looks like and just accept her because I need to accept myself in this inauthenticity because whatever's in her is in me. Well, I try to do that and I did that for months and it was so inauthentic. I could not. I could not love this girl for the life of me. I wanted to, and I saw her as my opportunity for growth, but I just could not love her. In fact, me trying to love her more made me more upset with her and then myself. And I felt like she's such a bitch. And then I'd feel the shame. I ended up realizing that in my desire to be loving, I was projecting inauthenticity. You can only love people at the measure of love you have to give. So, in my authenticity, I was better off completely admitting that I do not have enough love for you. I just think you're a bitch, and that's okay. What was so beautiful there in that authenticity was that I realized that I don't have unconditional love for everyone and that this is an opportunity for me to grow in love, but I don't want to. There's something in me that wants to hold on to my resentment towards her and to protect myself and other people against this inauthenticity. So watch what happened after this, and it was perfect. I just let her be a bitch. She now knows I don't like you. I can be professional, but I'm not going to like you. And that felt so true because I wasn't going to be fake and be inauthentic. You can fake love and that be a manipulation without even realizing it. But your energy inside is the indicator. It'll show you whether you're being true to yourself or not.
Yeah,
And
that
that,
makes me want to run. Like
yeah,
those people make me want to put a lot of distance between them and me.
Okay, there's something there, though. There is beauty in it. You can still not want to be around someone, but not want to run. Be able to stand your own. So I would look at there's something that inauthenticity causes inside of you that activates fear, actually. It's some
Makes
doesn't make you
I
feel
don't
safe.
know what to do. I don't know how to show up.
Yeah.
I get a very restless, uncomfortable, what the hell is going on? You make me uncomfortable. I want to punch you in the face. It's best for me to be far, 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 far away from you.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so you'll end up thanking this girl, not to her face, but in the end, you'll end up thanking this girl because she's showing you you. So the fact that she triggers all of this inside of you is the gift that you get to go do your work. What that means is, oh, look at me. Look at little Elizabeth freaking out around this girl right here. Like, I don't trust her. I don't feel good when you're away from her because when you're in the trigger, that's not the time to do the work.
Right.
When you're in a trigger, you want to get safe. So your safety is going to be getting away from the situation when you do. Well, when you do get away from the situation and you're ready to deal with those emotions, you can see, wow, what is it in me that totally freaks out about this girl when I'm around her? What happens to me inside? And then you can look at the little girl. Ooh, what? Did you see something?
Okay.
Tell me.
Yes. Okay. So it's the same exact feeling as my relationship with Holly and I, right? Growing up, all the trauma between her and I. Everybody sees and recognizes her and hears her and listens to her. At least that's my story, right? The story I'm telling myself. But I'm not being seen or heard. And so that environment makes me uncomfortable. And here I am again with adults stimulating that same response or emulating that same response. That's what it is.
Oh, I love it. I love
That's
it.
what it is. Yes. Because
Okay.
even in a room with Holly, like there's times where I'm just like, if I'm with Holly and I'm with my family, I am I'm that it's the same feeling. I want to get far away. I don't want to be here. I'm very uncomfortable. Nobody sees me. Nobody's hearing me. I'm just invisible over here in the corner. That is the feeling that I get with the same sort of characteristics, like with relationships at work, like what we're talking about.
Oh my God, I love it, Elizabeth. I love
Epiphany.
it.
It's all connected.
Okay, great awareness. Great awareness because just like what you're saying, you could have a totally different type of situation or relationship, but the feeling's the same. It can still
Right.
trigger the same feeling. Okay, so then what do you think the answer for you is, right? When you're around this kind of energy and you feel triggered, what does the little girl inside of you want to do? Besides run, like she wants to run. That's her first reaction.
Right, run
But
and
what
hide.
would she like? How would she like to show up?
Herself.
Yeah. And
Just
how can,
herself.
yeah. And how can she get there?
Just show up as herself.
Watch this. Even more. She would already be showing up as herself if she could. She would have
Hmm.
already done it. You being around that energy showed you she doesn't have it in there yet. But this is why this girl is a gift to you. She's helping to set you free because now what you want to do is you want to feel safe in your own body. When you start to feel safe in your own body and your own self, you'll be able to come back into a situation like that because you're not feeling safe. You weren't feeling safe. If you feel safe, then you can stay longer in a situation because you're safe in trusting yourself. Somewhere in your connection with Holly, you didn't feel safe in that environment with your family. Something happened whenever that if inauthenticity was shining while you weren't being seen. You felt unsafe, unheard, alone. Whatever this feeling is, it made you feel less than and you went into survival mode, right?
Hmm.
And you wanted to be inauthentic, but you didn't want to be inauthentic. So you don't know what to do. So you feel completely alone. So, in the same kind of energy, the gift you can give to yourself is how can I feel safe? And you could use this girl just to test yourself out. If you have an awareness that I need to be safe with me. Like it's okay now. First of all, you have to acknowledge, am I safe in my body? I'm not that little girl anymore. Can I trust myself to be authentic and I'll be okay? Can I trust in my own love? Can I turn to my own love? Those questions and that comfort will come to you. You don't need them from me. I'm just giving you an example. Now, when you've answered that question by facing that emotion at a different stage, which is this age, and you think, well, yeah, I think I'm healthier now. I think I can handle it. Like I'm an adult, I can do this. The next time you're around it, you could practice just breathing in that space. Like, okay, let me see if I can stay in this for a minute, 2 minutes. Let me see how long I can stay in this. Do I feel safe here? And then you could just keep observing yourself around her. Like, what's happening inside of me when I'm around her? Like, do I need to be afraid of her? What am I afraid she's going to do? You can start asking your questions. All you need to do is be able to sit in that energy when you feel courageous enough to, which nobody can tell you when that is. You're courageous when you run. When you run, you're trying to save yourself. But if you feel like you can step a little closer and just pay attention to who you are and try to feel safe in your own body for as long as you can in that environment, in that moment, then you get to see yourself, the capacity for growth, and the change. What do you think when I say that? How does it make you feel?
I'm excited because I know when these things happen, they get put in my face over and over and over and over and over again
Yeah. Do you know why?
because I need to work on it.
Right. Life is going to keep bringing you the next thing to set you free. This whole life is about that, setting you free. People believe this is where the whole imperfect, perfect thing, people think that conflict, they take conflict and they start judging it and then start changing their environment in order to protect themselves. But in actuality, situations and conflict are here to set you free. They're here to
Right.
show you what you're encumbered by in this world, in your life, in society, and then to set you free. But that takes you realizing, recognizing number one, that you are perfect, that you can't do this wrong, that you're having a reaction in your biosystem to your environment, and instead studying it to understand it to set yourself free. Like every conflict is here for your freedom. So, yeah,
Right.
you'll get to jump in. Well, it sounds like you connected with the insight that you just need to feel safe in your own body, that, oh, this is
Hmm.
attached to something else. Okay, there's usually the connection there, right? Yeah, a trigger is usually
I'm
something from
actually
my past.
excited. Now I'm excited to have something to work on. So it's
Oh, I
like,
love that.
oh my gosh, why didn't I see this? Why did I not see this before?
Right. Because you weren't supposed to.
Right.
You
So
had to
now
go
I'm
through.
excited.
Yay! Right, right. Because, well, I would imagine you're excited because you've seen the result of
Mhm.
um, change in your insights or awareness of yourself. And when you just understand who you are and why you're doing what you're doing or why you're triggered, then yeah, if you're if you're into it, you can go back in and see, ooh, who's Diane? Who's Elizabeth when she gets back in here? All right. Okay, excuse my words. Okay, bitch, you're not going to control me. Let's see. You get to be the bitch. You get to be inauthentic because here's the thing in authenticity, if you give yourself permission to be fully authentic in this world, to be who you are, and you accept that and you allow yourself to be that, right? As perfect and not doing anything wrong, your coworker gets to be that too. So that
Right.
means she gets to play the role of inauthentic and it be perfect. She can't do it wrong. So inauthenticity comes into your world as a gift. And it's not personal. You get to see, oh, look at me. I hate being around inauthentic people. Aw, look how adorable that is. Look how beautiful. I need to be around people that are being fully themselves, even if I think it's weird or I don't like it. Aw. And that's how we keep coming back to the love inside of ourselves. We remove the judgment from other people when we take away that judgment of you're right, you're wrong, you're perfect, you're not perfect. Because if we're all this, everybody gets to be that. And then everybody becomes a tool of our peace, freedom, empowerment, life, love, all of it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you.
I have something to work on. I'm excited too.
Right? I love that. I love that. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for doing this session with me and for just opening yourself up to me and for sharing who you are with myself and for the other people that are watching this. I'm confident and hopeful that someone will be able to resonate with what you've said, with what I've said, and see themselves in it and maybe be inspired to be more authentic or to do the work or to trust themselves more. Who knows?
Yeah, I wish more people, I would want more people to know this experience and
Yeah.
how freeing it is.
Yeah. I love it.
Way
They will,
different than a psychiatrist. I
right?
think there's a place for that, but I think we're missing the bigger picture.
Oh, I love that. Well, thank you for being a part of it. I look forward to doing more of this with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.